Hello everyone, welcome to Learn for Exam. I am Atra Roy, and in this video we would be talking about some LRDI sets, and I would be giving you some tips and strategies to do your LRDI paper in CAT. This is a session that I am taking just to ease off your pressure a little bit before your exams. But before I start, these are the benefits of the Learn for Exam app, which is available both in the Android Play Store and the iOS Store. So please download that and reap all these benefits. This is the first set that we are going to discuss today. Please turn into full screens, otherwise the set would not be visible to you. Okay, so this is a DI set that appeared in CAT 2017. Please pause the video and let's read the question once, and then let's do the solution of this. Okay, so let's solve. Now I have made a table that you can see on the right hand side of this screen. Now in this table I have divided into two parts. One is your thin crust pizzas, the other is the deep dish pizzas. Under thin crust I have two categories, normal cheese and extra cheese, and under deep dish as well I have two categories, normal cheese and extra cheese. I have three parties to serve to: party 1, party 2 and party 3. Now let's move into the question and see what's given. Now it's given that the pizzas were delivered to three different parties, and the total number of pizzas were equal to 800. So I'll just write it down here. So total number of pizzas is equal to 800, and 70% of which were delivered to party 3. So party 3 में actually कितने pizzas गए? 560 pizzas, and the rest equally divided between party 1 and 2. So 800 में अगर 560 चला जाता है, the remaining 240 pizzas were delivered to P1 and P2 equally. That means 120 for each. Now let's see this table. I'm seeing that in party 1, 0.6 parts of the pizzas that went to party 1 are thin crust pizzas. That means the remaining part, that is 0.4, has to be deep dish pizzas, right? So I'll just write it somewhere here, that in party 1 thin crust is equal to 72, that is 0.6 of 120, and deep dish is equal to 48. Similarly, you need to do the same process for the other two parties as well, P2 and P3. Okay, so it's given that 0.55 of the pizzas that went to party 2 were of thin crust. That means यहाँ पे मैं लिख देता हूँ T is equal to 66, that is 0.55 of 120, and deep dish would be equal to 120 minus 66, that is 54. Okay, what else? I do not have any information about the number of thin crust pizzas of P3. However, I have been given the total number of thin crust pizzas, that is equal to 0.375. And this is what? This is 0.375 of 800. And that is equal to 300. So there were a total number of 300 thin crust pizzas that were delivered to all the three parties. That means the remaining pizzas, that is 500 other pizzas, were of deep dish type. Now, we also have been given that the total number of normal cheese pizzas were equal to 0.52. That is 0.52 into 800 would be the total number of normal cheese pizzas. So that means a total of 416 pizzas were of normal cheese category, and the remaining 384 pizzas were of extra cheese category. These are the information that I could figure out up till now. Now there's also some other information about normal cheese for party 2 and party 3 respectively. Now in party 2, the number of normal cheese pizzas were equal to 0.3 of the total pizzas. Okay, so the normal cheese pizzas accounted for 36 pizzas, that is 0.3 of 120. And for party 3, it's equal to 0.65 into 560, that is equal to 364. So normal cheese for this is equal to 364. Now if normal cheese is equal to 364 and total number of pizzas is equal to 560, you can easily calculate the remaining part, and same goes for party 2 as well. Now the question is very clear to us. Let's see. I'll just use a different color so that it does not become monotonous for us. I have however mentioned the number of extra cheese pizzas for both party 2 and party 3. Now let me assume that the number of NC thin crust pizzas is equal to X. If that is equal to X, now I know that a total of 72 thin crust pizzas were there. That means the number of thin crust extra cheese pizzas would be 72 minus X, because the sum of these two numbers has to be equal to 72. Okay. There's another thing that you have to keep in mind. I do not have the total number of normal cheese pizzas for party 1, but since I have this number and these two entities, I can easily calculate this, just as we calculated the number of thin crust pizzas for party 3. Means a total of 416 minus 364 here minus 36 here. A total of 16 pizzas were of the type normal cheese for party 1. So if this is equal to X, this would be X this would be 16 minus X, because the total sum should be equal to 16. And similarly, since the total number of deep dish pizzas is equal to 48, in here we can write, so this number, whatever it is, the number here plus 16 minus X has to add to 48. So I would be writing 32 plus X in this tab, so that these two numbers add up to 48. Now for party 2, let me assume we have Y number of NC thin crust pizzas. So if that is the case, the number of pizzas here would be 36 minus Y, because the total number of normal cheese is equal to 36. Also, the total number of thin crust pizzas is equal to 66. So this would be 66 minus Y. The total number of deep dish is equal to 54. So this would be Y plus 18. Because when I add these two numbers, I should get a 54. Okay, for party 3, let's see. Let us assume that there are Z number of normal cheese thin crust pizzas. If that is the case, I have a total of how many thin crust pizzas? Have I calculated that? So let's calculate that very fast. So I had a total of 72 here, a total of 66 here. So I know that there are a total of 300 thin crust pizzas. So 300 minus 72 for party 1 minus 66 for party 2, that is 162 total thin crust pizzas for party 3. So if this is equal to Z, this would be equal to 162 minus Z. Similarly, I know that the total number of normal cheese pizzas is equal to 364. So this would be equal to 364 minus Z. And total number of extra cheese pizzas is equal to 196. So if this is equal to 162 minus Z, this would be equal to Z plus 34. So this is the entire table that we have in front of us. Now let's go back to the question and see what is asked. Now, for the first question, how many thin crust pizzas were to be delivered to party 3? Thin crust pizzas means I just need to add these two numbers, which comes out to be 162. So directly option B is the answer. Now to mark this question, you did not essentially have to calculate these many things, right? We did not have to essentially calculate these many things. But the entire question required to calculate these many things, and that was the reason I had this entire table in front of us. However, if only these two questions are present in the paper you are taking, you can see that I have the information about these two parties. I have total information. I just subtract that out and calculate for party 3. So this question should not take you more than 1 minute to complete. Okay, how many normal cheese pizzas were required to be delivered at to party 1? Normal cheese pizzas, this plus this, a total of 16. So option C is the correct answer for this question. I hope both these questions and the entire table here that I've drawn is clear to all of you. Now, this was a set that came in CAT 2017. A lot of people thought that the set is not that easy to solve, but yes, once you delve into the set, it becomes fairly easy. A good time to solve out this set is somewhere around 8 to 10 minutes, and the set is solvable under this timeline that I have mentioned. So, in 8 to 10 minutes, you would be getting a good 12 marks that would push up your overall percentile by quite a large amount. Okay, now this set is done. Let's now move on to the second set I have today. Okay, so this is the second set that I have for today's session. Please pause the video and read the question nicely, and then let's start solving this question. Okay, so the question here states that an old woman has three following assets, these ones that I've listed here, and a certain number of gold coins, each worth rupees 1 lakh. Now she wanted to distribute her assets among her three children, and the three children were Nita, Sita, and Geeta. Okay. The house or any of the flats or any of the coins were not to be split. Okay, so आप ये नहीं कह सकते कि मैं घर आधा इसको बेचूंगा आधा उसको बेचूंगा. This is not a property division as such. You sell the entire house to someone and an entire flat to someone. And you cannot say that one person keeps half of a flat, the other person keeps one half, and the other keeps one. So that's not possible. All divisions have to be integral in nature. That is the house when entirely to one child. That's what I've explained here, right? Now, among the three, Nita received the least amount in bank deposits, while Geeta received the highest. The value of the assets was distributed equally among the children, as were the gold coins. So the assets were distributed equally, and the gold coins were also distributed equally. So let's move on to the question and see how much total assets does this person, the old woman, had with her. So let's calculate the total number of amount of assets. 70 lakhs here, 50 lakhs here. So 1.1 crore 20 lakhs plus 3 into 30, that is 90 lakhs. So a total of 210 lakhs was the amount of assets that the old woman had, apart from the number of gold coins. So these 210 lakhs needs to be divided among three of her daughters, that is Nita, Sita, and Geeta. So each of them would be receiving 70 lakh. Each of them would be receiving 70 lakh. This is the first thing that you people need to understand for this question. Now in the question it is explicitly mentioned that Nita received the least amount in bank deposits while Geeta received the highest. Now if Nita receives the least amount in bank deposits, there can be two possible cases. One, that she gets the house of 50 lakhs, or the second case can be she gets two flats which is worth 60 lakhs. Let's consider the first case right now. If Nita gets the house which is worth 50 lakhs and it's given that Geeta received the highest amount in terms of bank deposits, the only way possible is Geeta getting only one flat that is worth 30 lakhs, and hence she would be getting 40 lakhs as bank deposits. Nita would be getting 20 lakhs as bank deposits. Now the question is, there are two remaining flats which Sita needs to be given. So she would be getting two flats worth rupees 60 lakhs, and the remaining 10 lakhs should come from bank deposits. Let's go back to the statement once again and see if the statement holds true. Nita received the least amount in bank deposits. No, it does not, because in this case, Sita, who's getting 10 lakhs, would be the person who's receiving the least amount in terms of bank deposits. So case 1 is invalid. Now let's move on to case 2, where we have discussed that Nita can take two flats and the total worth would be equal to 60 lakhs. In that case, there would be 10 lakhs of bank deposits given to Nita. Now Geeta receives the maximum amount from bank deposits, so let us just give her one flat that is worth 30 lakhs. and the remaining 40 lakhs would come from bank deposits. Sita gets the house which is worth 50 lakhs, and the remaining 20 lakhs are from bank deposits. So if you add these up, I will be having 70 lakhs as bank deposits, and also all the other properties, that is the 3 flats and the 1 house, are sorted between the 3 of them. And we have also maintained this condition that was given in the question, that Nita received the least, that is 10 lakhs, and Geeta received the highest, that is 40 lakhs. So the first question, how much did Sita receive in bank deposits? According to this, Sita received 20 lakhs. So the answer for the first question is option C. Let's move on to the second one. How many flats did Nita receive? Now Nita received only 2 flats, right? So the answer for this was however a theta question. This was a theta question, so the answer for this is 2 flats. So this was another set that a lot of people could not comprehend because of the fact that they thought that the number of gold coins, if let's say X, with X number of gold coins, this also is included in 210. So the total property is 210 plus X. So some people needs to get, all the people need to get 70 plus X by 3. Now since I do not know the value of X, I cannot do the question. Obviously a bit on the foolish side, because the question specifically mentions that a gold coin went to one child and the assets and everything are different. So it was completely mentioned explicitly in the question. So people who did this question in the exam were awarded quite nicely. A proper time for this set to solve this set entirely correct would be somewhere around 10 to 11 minutes and not at all more than that. In 10 to 11 minutes you get 12 marks, which is quite a good exchange. So this set is done. Let us now move on to the third set that I have for today. Okay, so this is the third set that we have for today. Please pause the video and read the set nicely, and then we'll start solving this one out. Okay, so this is the question that we have in front of us, and for this question I have made a table that you can see on the right hand side of your screen. Now we know that there are 6 cups, and I've ranked and I've numbered them 1 to 6. Now they belong to 6 different places and have been ranked between 1 to 100, 1 to 10, both inclusive. Okay, so now let's read the question one by one, and let's see what turns up. What you have to also keep in mind that all the ranks are different unique integers. Okay, now cup 6 contained tea from Himachal. This is a very explicit information, so I'm just going to write it here. Cup cup number 6 contained tea from Himachal. Now the tea from Ooty got the highest rating, but it was not in cup 3. So in 3, I just write Ooty and make a cross just to mention that Ooty was not in the place of third cup. And it also got the highest rating, so we just have to keep that in mind. I'll make a star here. The rating in cup 3 was double the rating in cup 5. Okay, so if the rating in cup 5 is equal to X, the rating in cup 3 would be equal to 2X. Only 2 cups got ratings in even numbers. Okay, so what are the ratings that I can allot to the cups? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, point 4 and point 5. Point 5 says that cup 2 got a minimum rating and this rating was an even number. Now, let's see what all ratings can cup 2 get. If cup 2 gets, let's say 6, and this is the minimum rating, I would only be left with 7 and 9 as odd ratings and 8 and 10 as even ratings. Now I cannot take 6 because I'm only getting 5 ratings. That is the end of it. I'm not going into even and odd ratings. I'm getting 5 ratings, I cannot take it. What about taking 4? Now if I take 4, I am getting 6 ratings, but see, out of the 6 cups here, it's completely mentioned that 2 cups have even ratings and 4 cups have odd ratings, right? So if I take if I take the least rating as 4, I only have 1, 2, 3 odd ratings, which is not possible. I need to have 4 odd ratings, and that should be greater than the minimum possible rating. So 4 is also not possible. That leaves me with option 2. That leaves me with rank 2. So cup 2 got the minimum rating, and the rating here would be equal to 2. This is fixed. Cup 3 has also got an even rating because it's equal to 2x, and 2x is always even. So now let me just delete all the ratings that are not possible. So 2 and 1 are gone. Okay, now let's move on. Now if cup 5 has a rating of x and cup 3 has a rating of 2x, what different possibilities are there? X can be equal to 3, for which 2x would be equal to 6. X can be equal to 5, for which 2x would be equal to 10. X cannot be greater than 5 because 2x would become a 2-digit number greater than 10, which is not in this list. So x can either be 3 or be equal to 5. Now if x is equal to 5, 2x would be equal to 10. Now if this is equal to 10, this is the highest possible rating, but in point number 2, it's already given that T from OT got the highest rating, but it was not in cup 3. So cup 3 cannot have the highest rating, and that means that x cannot take the value of 5. So x would be equal to 3, for which the rating in cup 3 would be equal to 6. Let's again delete all possibilities that are either taken or cannot be used anymore. So 3 cannot be used, 4 cannot be used, 6 is already used, 8 cannot be used, 10 cannot be used. So I'm left with 3 more ratings, that is 5, 7 and 9. Okay, let's see what do we have here. T in cup 3 got a higher rating than that in cup 1. Okay, so cup 1 did not have the highest rating because T in cup 3 got a higher rating to it. Now if 6 is higher to whatever number is present here, let's say y should be lesser than 6. Among these three numbers, only one such number is possible, that is 5. So the rank, the rating in cup number 1 would be equal to 5. This is also done. I'm left with 7 and 9, and since OT got the highest rating, 9 is with OT. Now 9 is with OT. I cannot place 9 with respect to cup 6 because I already have Himachal in its place. So cup number 4 would get a rating of 9, and the T here would be from OT, and cup number 6 would be getting a rating of 7, and the T comes from Himachal. So this is the entire solution up till now for the questions that we have, but we have not touched point number 7. This point would come into picture depending upon the nature of questions. Let's move into the questions and see what do we have. What was the second highest rating given? Now the highest rating was 9, the second highest was 7. So the answer for this question is equal to 7. What was the number of the cup that contained tea from Muti? I can see that it's cup number 4. So the answer for this is 4. The remaining two questions for this set was also very easy and not at all difficult, at least not in terms of the level of sets that appear in CAT. It was a moderate set, not at all a difficult one. Now to solve this set out, a good time of somewhere around 8 to 9 minutes tops is a good time to solve this set, 8 to 9 minutes, and for that you are getting at least 9 marks because the last question was a bit time taking. If you don't want to indulge in giving time to the set, however, I would not suggest that too. Then for 9 marks you are expending 8 to 9 minutes. This is a very good expense again from your standpoint. So this set is also done. Let's move on to the last set for this session. So this is the last set for today's session. I have attached the chessboard set, and A lot of people found this set to be very difficult because they did not essentially understand the language of the question. But yes, we'll discuss that later. Please pause the video and read the set once, and then let's find the solution to this one. Okay, so let's start solving this set. Now in CAT, if there's a question on games or tournaments or anything that you do not know of, every information that is required to solve the question would be made explicit to you, because the question setters they do not, expect you to know about chess. A person who knows about chess can only solve this question. This is not correct as far as CAT goes. The question setters are much more respectful to you, that yes, there are lots of things you might not know, and that is the reason they provide you with the entire information that is required to solve any set. Now for this set, let's read this set out once. It's a normal chessboard set that we have here. It's an 8x8 chessboard. A queen is placed where anywhere. A queen placed anywhere can attack any another piece if the piece is present in the same row or the same column or in the diagonal position in all the four directions, provided there is no other piece in between from the queen to that piece. The columns are labeled A to H, left to right. So I'll just write them out. So this is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. And the rows are numbered 1 to 8, bottom to top. So this is 1, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The position of a piece in any combination for, let's say, C5 means it's in the Cth column and the fifth row. So this is also explicit that अगर मुझको बोला जाता है A3 या B2 या कुछ भी अगर बोला जाता है, it would be in the same column and the same row that's denoted in the chessboard. Now let's move into the question and see. What you need to keep in mind is two things. First is the queen can attack any other piece present in the same row or column or diagonal position, provided there is no other piece. This is the second information that you have to keep in mind. Now let's find out. If the queen is at c5, so let me mark the queen at c5. I'll mark the queen with a Q. Mark the queen with a Q. I'll just okay. If the queen is at c5, I'll increase the font. And the other positions are in c2, g1, g3, g5. Okay, I have one in c2. I'll write it as a p. P means a piece. So I have a c2, I have a g1. So g1 is here. So this is my g1. Then what else? I have g3, g5, so I have it here. I have one piece here, one piece here as well. And a3, I have another piece here. Now I need to find out how many of these five pieces that I'm having here are under attack by the queen. Right? There are no other pieces on the board. So which all pieces can the queen attack if they lie in the same row or the same column or the same diagonal? So let me mark the row, mark the column, and the diagonal. So these are the pieces the queen can attack. How many such pieces are there? I have one here, two here, three here, and the fourth here. So the answer for this question is option C, that is number 4. All the other questions were also of the similar level. Now the most important thing that I want to convey you people about these kind of sets is, now this is also an assumption, but whenever you get a set that requires additional information from your part, think that the set is easy, because I've already told you that no additional information is required. Right? So a person who does not know chess, and he or she would see this set, would think that this set requires some knowledge about chess, and would eventually not solve this set up. But that is indeed incorrect. He or she would not know that all the information that is given in the question is enough to solve this set out, and will be missing out on an easy question. These kind of questions are fairly easy, and this came in CAT 2017 slot 2, according to me, is the easiest set among all the 8 sets that we had in the paper. A good time to do solve this set is somewhere around 8 to 9 minutes or even 10 minutes, because you need to make this diagram, the diagram of a chessboard, quite a few number of times, 4 times, one for each question. So that would take time. Apart from that, the logic stands very easy. So the level of difficulty in comprehending the set is not that high. So these were the four sets that I wanted to discuss with the people, or all the four sets were of different type, and now these types are clear to you. I hope these learnings that you got from today's class would give you some sort of an edge that, before you are taking CAT. Just one request from my end, or rather you would say that this is the tip. Now divide the entire paper of 60 minutes into three parts. The first part would be of 5 minutes, where you just would be selecting 2 to 3 sets, and these 2 to 3 sets should be the easiest sets in the paper. The next 20 minutes should be the time that you should expend solving at least two of these 2 to 3 sets that you have chosen. After these 20 minutes, you would be having 35 minutes. Now in these 35 minutes, you would be doing the sets that you have chosen in the first 5 minutes, and technically I essentially see somewhere around 15 minutes left after that, when you have solved three or three and a half sets. Now in these 15 minutes, I want you people to solve one set, or if you want to solve individual questions, solve somewhere around 3 to 4 or 2 to 3 individual questions. Now if you do this set, if you approach the paper in this manner, there are 2 3 things that are addressed. First, in the first 5 minutes, you would be selecting the easiest sets among in the paper, so that adds to your advantage. That is the first thing that you would be getting. And yes, if you follow this method, you would be ending up solving somewhere around 4 and a half sets, and that essentially is not at all difficult if your strategy of taking the LRDI paper remains this. So all the best. Please prepare good and do good in your CAT LRDI section. All the best, guys. Now, before I end this video, please, I would also like to share about our NMath Snap crash course that is going on by us. So you can go check the website and check all the details. We also have an IFT crash course and a TEST 2020 course. You can view all the details in the website itself. I don't have to tell you much about the NMath Snap ebook. This is quite a big hit from our end. You get these benefits out of the book. So these are the test series that we also have with us. You can go and check the website. The features of our classes, we give you class recordings. It's very easy to connect. It only takes you 2 to 3 minutes to connect, and it's a two-way interaction. Okay, so these are the overall results that we have here. These are the 2019 NMAT results. You can pause the video and check them out. We have some brilliant results this year. These are the reviews for Learn for Exam. Please pause the video and you can check them out nicely. And you can also connect with us over YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram, and Snapchat at Learn for Exam. So guys, please share this video and do like this video. Share it with your friends so that they also can get the help out of this video. Also, at the end of this session, I'll just say you people that all the best for your exams. Keep your head cool and be confident. Back yourselves up. If you do that, this exam is just going to be fine. Take this exam to be another mock, and you would really do good in this exam. So guys, all the best, and I really hope to see some brilliant results from you people.